Secret of concentration. Secret of success is in concentration. Concentration is essential for everyone, whatever his vocation may be. Concentration is inherently developed in artisans like blacksmiths, barbers, carpenters, goldsmiths, and weavers. If the blacksmith misses his mark, even slightly, by striking with a hammer, there is the possibility of crushing his hand. If the barber's razor slips, there is possibility of cutting the skin and blood oozing out. If the carpenter does not have a good hold on his chisel, he will lose his toe. The work of a goldsmith is undoubtedly very dexterous. Weavers can produce clothes of good quality only if they care to keep their eyes fixed on the looms. But none of these people practiced concentration after reading a book or listening to a lecture. The situation created by the demands of their profession has forced them to cultivate concentration. All the above mentioned professionals are on the brink of danger while they work. Hence, they have to work very attentively, restraining their minds. Concentration is achieved through continuous striving. Practice results in perfection. The mind is very fickle. It is endlessly restless. It is powerful too. To keep it under control is equivalent to capturing the wind. But even the fickle mind can be brought under control by the force of constant practice and detachment. Owing to the immoral and indisciplined mode of life prevalent today, it has become all the more difficult to control our minds. To blow is the nature of the wind, to burn is the nature of the fire, to flow is the nature of water. Likewise, to poke its nose everywhere, to jump to 1,000 things, to fret over a host of worries, to build castles in the air, and to bother about every other work than the one assigned is the nature of the mind. Those who wish to control their minds should keep away from distracting environments. Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. These are the vehicles of mind. If one's mind is under one's own control, great goals can be achieved with it. Not all are aware that the sun's rays have the power to ignite the fire. Why don't they know? The reason is they would not have seen the sun's rays creating fire and burning down things. When the sun's rays pass through a convex lens and fall on a piece of paper, they burn the paper. How do the rays acquire this power? It was a result of making them converge and thereby concentrate. Previously, they were scattered in different directions. Hence, even though they could produce heat, they could not burn. But after becoming concentrated, they could produce a blazing fire. Since this energy is spent on all kinds of unnecessary matters, we are incapable of doing anything other than only the most commonplace things. The distracted energies of the mind should be channelized. Every student must have the facility of a chair and a table to enable him to spread books and study comfortably. Having sat down to read or write, one should not shake his body unnecessarily. A large number of students adopt odd postures while sitting down to study. There are others who go on gazing at something or the other as though engrossed in deep thinking and chew their pens or pencils while at studies. There are many other such pretentious practices. All these are detrimental to concentration. A single topic must be taken up for study at a given time. Merely reading through a book does not mean one has studied it. A cursory reading of the book may enable the reader to know its synopsis, but studying it thoroughly will enable the mind to develop into the depths of the contents of the book and grasp their true import. Once at the study table with a topic for study, it is very important that the study should be continued for a complete hour. Usually, the mind will not be prepared to instantly grasp a new subject. The various works we were engaged in during the course of the day, conversations we had with our friends and others, or the thoughts that had occupied our minds just prior to taking up the present study will still be active within. Hence, for the mind to get ready for the present study, a minimum of 8 to 10 minutes may be required. During this period, a family member might call with a request to attend to some other work. Therefore, the inmates of the house must be told previously, "Please do not call me for an hour." Since noise pollution is rampant in all towns and cities, there is no alternative except to bear with it. There is a way of escaping the noise pollution. The students must cultivate an intense desire to excel in studies. If there is this yearning in their minds, the external noise will hardly be heard. The intake of certain kinds of food increases sleepiness. Such foodstuffs must be avoided. The mind will remain energetic when the various organs of the body are kept clean. All personal things, including bedclothes and the clothing that is worn daily, must be tidy. All other things in the room and articles of daily use must be maintained with orderliness. It is equally necessary to keep the mind clean. Indecent and vulgar thoughts should not only be denied entry into the mind, but also be prevented from passing in the minds of vicinity. Since concentration comes easily to a pure and unpolluted mind, vicious and sinful thoughts should not be allowed anywhere near the mind. One must be careful not to fall into the company of unruly and indulgent students, as one would keep off tigers and hyenas. Initially, liking for the lessons will have to be cultivated with some effort, but later, as the subjects become easier to grasp, love springs up naturally. One must strive to study with patience and understand clearly all that is read. Minds of youth are like the jog falls, a huge volume of water gushing down from the heights of a mountain flows around blindly and at last, having served no purpose, loses its identity in the sea. On the other hand, if a dam is built across its waters and made to flow in regulated canals, agricultural fields can be irrigated and a rich crop can be harvested. Similarly, the mental energies of the uncultured, self-willed youth are being spent purposelessly. A dam of disciplines and restrictions must be built, canals of a code of conduct must be dug, and the water of mental powers must be made to flow into the fields of education, art, literature, and skilled labor. Then we can see how glorious harvest of culture flourishes. Thank you very much.